The air is cold, thick with the metallic scent of rain and cordite. Mud, deep and grasping, clings to a pair of worn leather boots. Above them, splintered tree trunks claw at a gray, unforgiving sky. October 8, 1918. A date etched into the scarred earth of the Argonne Forest in France. Muzzle flashes like angry fireflies flicker in the gloom from a ridge high above. The sound is a constant, tearing fabric, the relentless chatter of German machine guns. An American soldier, his face smeared with dirt, presses himself flat against the ground, his knuckles white on the stock of his rifle. His helmet, dented and scratched, offers little comfort against the storm of steel scything through the air just inches above his head. The entire offensive, the great final push of the war, has ground to a halt in this bloody, tangled wood. A figure rises from the muck. He is tall and lanky, with reddish hair tucked under his own helmet. This is Corporal Alvin York of the 328th Infantry. His eyes, clear and focused, are not the eyes of a soldier born to this chaos. They are the eyes of a hunter, scanning the landscape not for enemies, but for prey. His mind travels thousands of miles away, back to the misty, rolling hills of the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee. He sees the quiet patience of stalking wild turkey in the deep woods. He feels the familiar weight of a long rifle, the cold trigger against his finger, the gentle squeeze required to fell a target from 100 yards. He remembers the lessons of his youth, where a missed shot meant an empty plate, where every bullet had a purpose. Those quiet mountain skills are about to be tested in the loudest, most violent place on earth. The order comes down the line, a shouted whisper passed from man to man. A small detachment, just 17 men, must try to circle behind that fortified ridge. They must silence those guns. York nods, his expression grim and determined. He checks the bolt on his Springfield rifle, the metal smooth and familiar in his hands. He and his comrades slip away from the main line, melting into the shattered tree-line. Every step is a risk. A snapped twig echoes like a gunshot in the tense silence between machine gun bursts. Water drips from a skeletal branch onto the canvas of a rucksack. A soldier pauses, his breath held tight in his chest, as a German flare momentarily bathes the woods in a ghastly, green light. They move deeper, a ghost-like patrol in a forest of the dead. They stumble upon a small stream, its water running brown with mud and something darker. As they cross, they surprise 2 German medics attending to a wounded man on a stretcher. A moment of shared humanity in the slaughterhouse before the reality of their mission forces them onward. They are close now. They can hear the German voices, calm and conversational, from just beyond a dense thicket. The plan is to get the drop on them, to take the rear of the machine gun nest by complete surprise. York's hand signals for the men to spread out, to form a half moon. A finger curls around a trigger. A bead of sweat traces a path through the grime on a young private's cheek. The forest floor erupts. A sudden, vicious burst of rifle fire from their flank. They haven't found the rear of the machine gun nest. They've walked directly into a German headquarters unit, taking a break. The surprise is total on both sides. The air is filled with shouts, the sharp crack of rifles, the heavier thud of bullets hitting flesh and wood. American and German soldiers, separated by mere yards, exchange frantic volleys. The small American squad leader falls, then another man and another. 9 of the 17 Americans are cut down in the first few seconds of the ambush. The survivors, including York, dive for whatever cover they can find. From the ridge above, the main nest of German machine guns, hearing the firefight below, swivels its barrels. They unleash a torrent of fire directly into the small American position. The ground around York is torn apart, dirt and leaves kicking up in angry plumes. He is pinned down, the remnants of his squad scattered and bleeding. He lies flat behind a fallen log, the air vibrating with the passage of hundreds of bullets per minute. He is effectively alone, caught between the rifles in front and the 35 machine guns on the hill above. Something shifts in his mind. The panic subsides, replaced by a cold, clear focus. This is no longer a battlefield. It is a hunt. He peers over his meager cover. A German soldier, 50 yards away, raises his head to fire. To York, he is just a turkey gobbler, popping his head up to survey the clearing. York's Springfield comes to his shoulder as if an extension of his own arm. He controls his breathing, lets it out slow. The rifle cracks, a single, sharp report almost lost in the din. The German helmet snaps back. Another soldier takes his place. The rifle cracks again. Another enemy falls. He works with an unnerving, methodical rhythm. He is not spraying bullets, he is placing them. Each shot is a calculation. He knows that firing from a prone position, the Germans can only see the top of his helmet when he aims. They shoot high, the bullets whistling harmlessly over his head. He, in turn, waits for them to expose themselves. One by one, he picks them off with the deadly precision learned in the Tennessee mountains. The bolt of his rifle slides back, ejects a hot brass casing, and chambers a new round. His movements are fluid, economical, deadly. He is a machine of single-shot destruction against machines of automatic fire. The German lieutenant on the hill watches in disbelief as his men are cut down by an unseen, impossibly accurate enemy. He sees the small puffs of smoke from York's position. He orders his men to fix bayonets. A desperate charge is their only hope. An officer and 5 soldiers leap from their trench, their long bayonets glinting as they race down the muddy slope directly toward York. They are a wave of gray uniforms and sharpened steel, screaming as they come. The range is too close for the long rifle. York drops it, his hand already moving to the .45 caliber pistol on his hip. The weapon feels heavy and solid in his grasp. The training from the hunt clicks in again. When a flock of turkeys charges, you shoot the one in the back first, so the ones in the front don't see their comrades fall and scatter. He raises the pistol. The first shot takes the last man in the charging line. The second shot takes the next. He works his way forward, from back to front, a horrifyingly calm display of marksmanship under unimaginable pressure. The German officer is the last one standing, just yards away, before he too is felled by the powerful American handgun. The charge is broken. 6 men lie still on the bloody hillside. A silence falls, punctuated only by the groans of the wounded. The German major who ordered the charge, witnessing the utter destruction of his men by a single soldier, has seen enough. A white handkerchief appears on the end of a rifle, waving tentatively from the German trench. The major calls out in English, asking if York is with the British or the Americans. If he will stop shooting, they will surrender. York stands up from behind his cover, his pistol still smoking, and coolly tells the officer to come down and bring his men with him. Slowly, then all at once they emerge. German soldiers, hands held high above their heads, pour out of the machine gun nests and trenches. They file down the hill, their faces a mixture of shock, fear, and a strange respect for the lone infantryman who defeated them. York, rifle at the ready, stands his ground as the line of prisoners grows. 10 men, 50, 100. The final count is staggering. 132 German soldiers surrender to a single American corporal. He lines them up, placing the captured German major at the front of the column. He makes the officer give the orders, marching the vast column of prisoners back toward the American lines. They pass the very machine gun emplacements, now silent, that had held the entire division at bay. Fellow American soldiers, emerging from their foxholes, stare in stunned silence. They see one of their own, a tall country boy from Tennessee, single-handedly escorting a force that could have constituted an entire company. His commanding officer, upon seeing the procession, can only stammer, "York, have you captured the whole German army?" Alvin York, his face still a mask of calm, simply replies that he has a right smart jag of them. The smoke begins to clear over the Argonne Forest. The silence of the 35 machine guns is a palpable thing, a silence that will allow the 328th Infantry to advance and break the German line. The final tally of Corporal York's actions on that October day becomes the stuff of legend. 25 enemy soldiers killed, 132 taken prisoner, and an entire fortified machine gun battalion neutralized. He is promoted to sergeant on the spot. He is awarded the Medal of Honor. He returns not as a conquering hero seeking glory, but as the same quiet man from the mountains who did what he had to do, using the skills he knew best. A man who, for one incredible hour, turned the deadliest battlefield of the modern age into his own private hunting ground. Tell me your favorite war story I should talk about next. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.